Night, two young sisters abducted at a shopping mall and killed. Tonight, a guilty plea.
This is a special edition of World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from the Florida Keys.
And good evening tonight from Cudjoe Key, ground zero for Hurricane Irma, the small island here where the storm first made U.S. landfall. All of the Keys were under mandatory evacuation when this hurricane hit, and we were here all day today as families began to return to see what is left. This is what they're seeing, miles and miles of destruction. New images just in showing homes shattered, nearly every one of them with major damage. People driving slowly this morning along the one road in, some waiting in line for more than 12 hours. Today, we traveled deep into the Keys with the military teams from both the Army and the Air Force leading the recovery effort here. Irma left a trail of destruction and flooding all across Florida and in Georgia, South Carolina, too. But tonight, it was very clear to us that here in the Keys, this was a monster hurricane when she hit. Today, we were allowed to travel all the way to Key West to survey the damage, working with the Air National Guard unit out of MacDill Air Force Base. Their job to bring communications all the way down to Point South, to help search teams send their findings back, and to help crews bringing in much-needed supplies and giving them the locations where to go. They're working together with an Army National Guard unit here. They have already witnessed the devastation.
Homes that were in place, and people were trying to shelter in place in their homes. It just was not substantial for the type of weather that occurred here.
It was not long before we witnessed the damage ourselves. Boats dropped in the middle of the highway, power lines down, roofs ripped off, gas stations destroyed. But we are still told the worst of the damage is further south. Martin Centerfit, the Monroe County Emergency Management Director, on the tarmac here where they are now accepting supplies. You've been out there. You have seen the damage and the devastation. What are we looking at here?
You start getting down to mile marker 25, 24, 23, then you truly appreciate that a Category 4 hurricane passed over that area. 1 out of every 5 houses is just destroyed in that area.
And on our journey, we begin to see it. In this neighborhood, the first structure completely destroyed. The playground right beside it still standing. Further down the road, a car with its windows blown out. Families who live here will come home to rooftops from their neighbors, now in their front yards. The Castellanos family stayed here and survived the storm. They tell us they found pieces of their home across the neighborhood.
The roof was like 3 houses down, and the roof's, I think it's right there.
And as we walk through, we see neighborhoods littered with trees, power lines everywhere you look. The mailbox in front of this home, a signal of the ferocity of the winds that came through here. And as we walk through the yards, we can see neighbors and their backyards, much of their property now right out in the open. But by far, the biggest concern here are the people who stayed behind who have not been accounted for. Do you have a sense at all if everyone survived this?
So we know for a fact that there's at least 4 identified and known casualties so far.
And as we were driving through the Keys, we witnessed the search and rescue teams now going door to door. This team from Gainesville. Their job to knock on those front doors. They tell us they have not found anyone yet. That team from Gainesville, we could see it in their faces. They now have that painful task of going door to door. That will continue for days to come. In the meantime, tonight, all across this storm zone, people who fled the storm are now returning home to assess the damage and try to get on with their lives to rebuild. But millions of those homes still have no electricity and in so many cases, no water. And making it worse, temperatures holding near 90 all across this state. ABC's chief national correspondent Tom Yamas near Fort Myers again tonight for us.
Today, outside of Miami Beach, an epic traffic jam. Residents who evacuated for Irma now finally allowed to return. But for so many coming home, it's just the beginning. More than 4 million customers still without power, bracing for another night in the dark.
No power. Over 24 hours now.
Here in Fort Myers, Dave and Margie take me inside their home.
It's complete darkness, and when I lose the flashlight, that's what it's like for a lot of people here in Florida.
No AC, no running water either.
They got the tub filled up here. People use this water to bathe, they use this water to drink, whatever it takes to get by.
Repair crews from 30 states and Canada.
Moving down.
Now joining the teams already in Florida.
It's intense, but we just take it step by step. One job at a time.
But restoring electricity to the whole state could take weeks. The power outage is also leading to traffic in some cases. With the traffic lights out at this intersection, cars have to treat it like a four-way stop, and that's leading to some backups, as you can see. Clogs the roads as far as the eye can see. Today, some drivers ignoring those rules. The Sarasota Sheriff's Department reporting multiple crashes.
The greatest number of fatalities when it comes to a storm like this occurs after the storm has passed.
In Lee County, at least 21 people hospitalized with possible carbon monoxide poisoning.
There was a generator running at that residence when they did call. They were instructed to turn it off.
Authorities spreading the word tonight to homeowners. If you have a generator, you must keep it outside. David, just behind me, you can see what some of these utility crews are up against. Entire neighborhoods flooded out. But believe it or not, some of the people in this neighborhood do have their power back. FP&L telling us tonight they have restored power to more than 2 million customers. David?
Tom Llamas with us again tonight. Tom, our thanks to you, and a much longer trip home for Americans who were caught in the Caribbean when Hurricane Irma hit. In fact, this number tonight, more than 2,000 Americans have now made it out onto U.S. military planes and on private cruise ships as conditions on those islands continue to deteriorate. ABC's David Wright is in San Juan tonight.
On some of the hardest hit islands here in the Caribbean, including St. Thomas and St. Martin, destruction is now giving way to despair.
Water and food, we don't have that.
The U.S. military has been scrambling to help stranded Americans who faced a long wait.
Right now is a rescue mission.
Lieutenant Colonel Humberto Pabril of the Puerto Rico National Guard has piloted several of the giant C-17s packed with people.
When they see the U.S. flag, it's like, we're coming home.
In some cases, cruise ships have come to the rescue. Craig Schweiger was stuck on St. Thomas, hoping to get on a ship chartered by Marriott, but his group was turned away.
So the ship left with plenty of empty spaces.
Plenty of empty spaces.
Just because they
shut the lights off, left us there to get back.
Marriott says it wanted to help, but says its team on the ground was told by dock security they had no authorization to board additional passengers who were not on the manifest. The troops here say the Americans who needed rescue are now safely out, and the focus now turns to the desperate people left behind. David?
David Wright tonight on the long trip home. David, our thanks to you. Tonight, Irma is officially gone. What's left is rain. But what about Jose? Hard to believe we have to ask this. This hurricane just behind Irma now. Tonight, the track does show it could very well affect the east coast of the United States with, at the very least, very heavy surf. ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z at the weather wall back in New York tonight. Ginger?
David, you can barely see the center of Irma, or what's left of it. You can see northern Mississippi and Alabama. That's the center. But then the rain shield from Louisiana all the way up into Pennsylvania, this thing has weakened considerably. And now our attention has to turn to Jose. Out there in the Atlantic, well east of the Bahamas, it looks not that healthy on satellite. It's run into a lot of dry air, a lot of wind shear. It's going to get more favorable environment after it runs over its own cold water and then try to turn away from the United States. I think we could all use that break on the current track, keeping only high surf and rip currents for the East Coast. David.
Let's keep Jose out at sea. Ginger Z, our thanks to you tonight. Next, hurricanes Harvey and Irma, of course, delivering a 1-2 punch to vehicles from Florida all the way to Texas and north of here. Up to 1 million cars now and trucks may have spent time soaking in the floodwaters after the storm waters running right through them. And some of them may now be headed back to the market. ABC's Eva Pilgrim on how you can spot the warning signs.
Tonight, an urgent warning. Beware of Irma's flood-damaged cars. From the Florida Keys to Miami to Savannah, Georgia, water swallowing vehicles in its path. Here in Orlando,
what did it look like when you opened it up? It smelled musty.
Water gushing out.
The owner of Kelly Blue Book estimating that between 200 and 400,000 cars in Florida may have been flooded. That's on top of Harvey soaking in Houston. Tens of thousands of cars towed to this racetrack turned salvage lot. But Carfax estimating half of the cars damaged in these storms make their way back into the market. The folks at Carfax showed us after Hurricane Sandy how in just 5 hours they could take this flood car and make it look presentable.
Flooded cars literally rot from the inside out. There's not only safety issues, but health issues as well.
David, before you buy a used car, get a report on the vehicle and make sure you see a mechanic. David?
Really important warnings tonight. Eva Pilgrim, our thanks to you. We do move on now to the other major news tonight. Word that there will be no federal charges against Baltimore police officers in the death of Freddie Gray. Gray was arrested in 2015 for having a switchblade, dying after bouncing around in the back of a police van. 6 police officers face state criminal charges, but none have been convicted. And here tonight, ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the investigation into the controversial death of Freddie Gray, which sparked angry protests
No justice! No peace!
and riots in Baltimore in 2015, is coming to a close. It appears that none of the 6 officers involved in that fatal transport of Gray to the police station will face criminal charges. Sources telling ABC News that the Justice Department is declining to prosecute. This after the state prosecution fell apart a year ago. That grainy image of Gray, handcuffed before being put in a police van, where he was apparently violently jostled inside, later dying after sustaining a traumatic injury to his spinal column. But there was a mistrial. Then 3 officers were acquitted, and the rest of the state charges were dropped. The case unraveling, the Gray family attorney back then expressing patience, hoping the federal investigation would bring justice.
They're taking it with grace, and they understand how the process works. They understand that there's a level of unpredictability in criminal cases.
But the officers maintained that no one tried to intentionally harm Gray. Tonight, David, the Justice Department apparently agrees.
Pierre Thomas in Washington tonight. Pierre, thank you. Next, the White House tonight, pushing back against former chief strategist Steve Bannon. In his first interview since leaving the administration, he is now blasting the president's decision to fire FBI Director James Comey, calling it the biggest mistake in modern political history. ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
Tonight, the White House is on the defensive against one of its own.
I don't think there's any doubt that if James Comey had not been fired, we would not have a special counsel.
On 60 Minutes, Steve Bannon was asked if it's true that he called the president's decision to fire the FBI director the biggest mistake in political history.
That would probably be too bombastic even for me, but maybe modern political history.
So, the firing of James Comey was the biggest mistake in modern political history.
If you're saying that that's associated with me, then I'll leave it at that.
The White House is now pushing back.
The president was 100% right in firing James Comey.
Yesterday, Sarah Sanders said the former chief strategist had spoken to the president just once since leaving the job last month. But today, Bannon reportedly said he talks to the president every 2 to 3 days.
So do they speak more regularly than maybe you were led to believe, or can you give us any insight to how often they're talking?
I don't think they speak, certainly not that frequently. I'm aware of like 2 conversations that they've had and nothing beyond that.
And the White House is now focused on the president's visit to Florida. He and the First Lady will head there on Thursday, David, to survey the damage.
Cecilia Vega live at the White House tonight for us. Cecilia, thanks as always. And there is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Tuesday. The plane crash caught on camera. The moment the pilot loses control, clips a tree, and then slams into a parking lot. Also tonight, a major break in the cold case murder of 2 young sisters abducted from a shopping mall. And the officer who is under investigation tonight, what he's accused of doing to a hot dog vendor that is sparking outrage tonight. Much more ahead on this special edition of World News Tonight.
COPD